Yes, my precious, and when my invention is complete, I will have ruled the world with something sweet.
Nothing. I didn't do anything. I swear to God, I'm not doing anything. But I am going to be able to make a nice, tasty, sweet treat. Ooh, yes, that is exactly the right consistency. Oh, yeah. You're probably wondering what I'm doing with this Cuisinart and a whole Cuisinart full of cherry pie filling. Well, I'll tell you. As a matter of fact, today is Sajin's birthday. So I decided to make him something he's always wanted, something he can never have. I'm going to make him a birthday cheesecake. Not just any cheesecake though, we are going to make sure that he can eat it, because the biggest issue is that he can't eat cheesecake because it puts on a lot of calories, and that's something he doesn't want. That's why we were making fat-free cheesecake. He can eat this. He will be able to, and Rune will let him. But it's not going to get made if we just sit here and look at all these ingredients. Let's put them all together. First, we're going to start off by making our graham cracker crust. This is 1 full sleeve of graham cracker crumbs, ground up in the Cuisinart. You can still see remnants everywhere. So I haven't even cleaned it out when we started doing the cherry. Everything's going to be melded together. It's going to be sweet. But that's the way I do things. I know some of you out there might be saying, oh, SonicBlu, that's just the lazy approach. No, actually, I just have a lot to do, and I just didn't really have much time to clean after I use and then clean again. It's going to be cleaned anyway, so I know that's the lazy approach. Sue me. We are going to melt 1 1/3 cup of butter. This is going for the graham cracker crust, so let's get this in the microwave. You're also going to need what is known as a springform pan. Springform pans are very ideal in making cheesecakes, ice cream cakes, and such like that. And basically it's aptly named because it's a spring-loaded form. That's... I hear the butter. And it is melted. Alright. Take this back. And what we're going to do is, you'll notice that it's not completely melted all the way. So, well, actually it is. 20 seconds did the trick. Okay, thought it was playing a joke on me. Now let's pour this into our graham cracker mix. What's that? What's that? What's that? It all didn't get melted. That's okay. So, let's combine that with, let's make it a ground cinnamon base. What do you say? Yeah, this will make it really taste great. So let's get some ground cinnamon. We are going to use 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. That's 1 teaspoon. Two teaspoons. Okay, there we go. 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Now, all of this is going to be mixed together to make the crust. Now, when you work with cinnamon, usually you would have to work with sugar, and we have a whole bag of it right here. What we're going to do is we are going to add 1/4 cup of sugar to this. Take a mixing spoon, a whisk, or anything you have to stir with. Let's use this little guy here. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold it, because you don't really want to mix this vigorously. We are going to fold it in and get all those ingredients mixed well together.
Almost like brown sugar.
It almost looks like brown sugar, yeah. Until the butter and all your ingredients, well, it's probably good to mix all your ingredients together first before adding the butter, but to each their own. It'll still taste the same. But by doing it this way, you'll notice that your cinnamon will be in scattered clusters here and there, so it actually won't turn out too bad. When you notice that all of your cinnamon has now been moistened with the butter and everything is combined, we will proceed to our next step in making our own homemade crust. But before we even think about making our crust, what we're going to need to do, first clean the spoon off of any residuals, because... Okay, first preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. There we go. Get that nice and going. And then what we're going to do, Check the consistency of our crust by swirling around with your hand here and feeling around to see if there's any. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Now into the springform pan it goes. Just dump it all in there because we're going to need every single bit and morsel to make our crust. Okay, once you got it all in there, with your hand, kind of smooth it out to where it evenly goes around the bottom. Kind of gently, you want to be able to get it even before you start to press. And you want to go edge to edge so that the bottom of your springform pan is covered with the graham cracker crust. And when you know you're even, feel with your hand to see if there's no mounds or anything in your crust, you can now proceed to press. Press and compress your crust together with your hand. Get all over, spin it around, make sure you get everywhere. And voila, instant pie crust. Now what we're going to do with this, we are also going to put this into the oven and let it bake in for approximately 5 to 10 minutes, but no more than 10 minutes because you don't want to burn your crust, and we got to put it back in the oven anyway. What we want to do is harden it. And with all these ingredients together, it will harden, and once it's done, we put it in the refrigerator to chill while we work on all of our other stuff. And then when it's done, pull this out of the fridge, put this together, and I'll show you the next step to take. But first, let's get this a-baking. And I'll see you in 10 minutes. And I'll see you in 10 minutes too. Oh, sorry, I thought there was a zombie coming after me and I wanted to save the day. You can kill a zombie with one of these. I bet you can. Anyway, what we're going to do now, carefully move the cornstarch out of the way, set the beater down. I wish I had more counter space, but this is all they give you on counter space. Is that insane? Well, hopefully with the new place we're moving to, we'll have plenty of counter space to work with. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Now, what we're going to need to do is make our cream cheese filling. And to do that, we need 3 packages, and I'm using the fat-free cream cheese. You can too. Or you can use the traditional cream cheese, as long as they're softened sticks. And they have to be nice and soft like that. Like nice soft packaging like such. You need 3 of these. So, what we're going to do is drop in, and it just comes right out. You don't have to scrape, you don't have to, get it really in there. There we go, there's number 2. Okay, now we got all 3 of our cream cheese in there. Now what we're gonna do is start beating. No, not that way, with the electric mixer. Turn it on low. Okay, we're not done yet. Next comes the vanilla extract. We are going to need a ½ teaspoon of the pure, make sure it's pure vanilla extract and not that imitation stuff. Pure vanilla extract. Next, reach your condensed milk. It has to be sweetened condensed milk, and we only need 1 can. That's, whoa, stay. That's 14 ounces. Nice, thick, sweetened condensed milk. There we go. Now we're going to pour that in there. Nice and creamy. Okay, and we probably require the help of a rubber spatula to get it all out of there. Okay, now, let's blend this together. So, when it is well blended and it's one consistent color, then stop. Time for adding the cornstarch, and we only need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. This will help thicken it back up a little bit. So 1 tablespoon of cornstarch going in, and 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Oh, it's spilling. Okay, 1/4 cup lemon juice going in. Grab 3 eggs. And we are going to carefully and slowly beat 3 eggs into there until it's well enough combined. 3 eggs. Perfecto. Alright. And on a very low setting, stop for a moment, and let's push some of that down into the bowl and continue mixing until, once again, you get one consistent flow and color. Okay, once it's done, get rid of your beaters and unplug that. Your beating is done. You're done beating, okay? No more beating. We're gonna have to send you to a special place for that. Okay, now comes the fun part. Check on your crust. Although that's not the fun part I had in mind. Okay, perfect. Once it starts feeling a little bit firm, not too firm, and not too burnt, and you can smell the cinnamon and sugar. That is a beautiful smell. Very, very beautiful. Leave your oven preheated to 300 because we are also going to need to bake this. So now, with the help, now I don't know why I just did that, but with the help of an oven mitt, stick this into the refrigerator for approximately 5 minutes. Let it cool for a little bit. As we go over and check to see what we've done so far, we got all of this cheesecake filling that's going to go into our cheesecake. We got this stuff. And what we're going to do with this is going to be a very interesting thing. First of all, let's get this. Actually, what we need to do is pour that into... I'm bleeding! Ah! Wait a minute. Well, that's the tastiest blood I've ever seen. Boy, I know why Dracula loves blood so much, because it probably tastes like cherry juice. I love cherry juice. Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to find a place to stick that. Well, we did use this bowl. We can use it again. Ooh, doesn't that look good, folks? And what we've done is we used 1 whole can of cherry pie filling, and with the help of a rubber spatula, once again. Good enough. Or with the help of a rubber spatula, we're going to scrape the rest of that out of there because this is cherry juice. And so far, I'm thinking we're only needing just 1 can. Okay, now, before anything else, take that blade out of there. Now, no matter how tantalizing and how tempting it is, do not lick the blade of a food processor. You don't want to do that. Okay, now, once all of that cherry pie filling is out of there, almost looks like cherry jelly, doesn't it? Only a little bit thinner. And it needs to be a little thin too because what we're doing. Got a sketchy beat there. I'm going to have to record that. Anyway, so now we got this in a bowl, and what we're going to do with that is we're going to wait until that crust chills. And when it chills, we're going to pull it out. We're going to put half of this cream cheese mixture onto the crust part. And then when you're halfway there, we're going to take a spoon and spoon this out over the first layer of cream cheese until it's nice and coated. And then what we're going to do with the rest of this is top the rest of this over the top. But we're not done yet. On the top of that layer, we're going to take a half teaspoon, and we're going to just take little spoons of it and just drizzle it over the top, around and around and around in a big circle until you get to the center. And then, to make it really fancy, we're going to take a small knife, actually, we're going to take a small paring knife, and with the paring knife we're just going to make a decoration by going across from the center to the outer circle until you got this nice beautiful pattern on the top. And then we're going to chill it for 4 hours. It has to chill for 4 hours. Then once it's chilled, you pull it out, remove it, you got yourself a cheesecake. Now for the no-bake cheesecakes, you're going to make this a little thicker, but since we're baking it, this is going to harden as it bakes. So this is a bakeable cheesecake. Main reason why, you're dealing with fruit. And when you deal with fruit, a lot of the times you want that stuff hot. And you can probably eat it cold later, but you want to prepare this nice and hot so that way you can eat it colder after it's been chilled. So we heat it up, then we chill it. That's almost like the concept of chewing gum, isn't it? put something in your mouth, you don't swallow it. You chew it up and then you're done, you spit it out. Spit it out? Okay. Why put it in your mouth in the first place if you're going to spit it out anyway? Doesn't make no sense. They should have edible bubble gum. You know, you chew it for a while and then when you're done, you just swallow the thing. That's probably what most people do anyway. I used to think that when I swallowed bubble gum, I would think that what happened if I fart? Would a big bubble come out of my butt? I always wondered about that when I was a weird kid. Wait, that's already done. We're gonna pull our crust. Oh, I stepped on the cereal. Okay, good, good. That is good. That is perfect. Nice and firm. That is exactly what we want. And we are going to spoon our cheesecake mixture into the crust. We're going to use half the bowl here. Spread it around too if you can. Spread it like that. Okay. You got it completely covered and you pretty much got about half of that in there. Just go ahead and set that aside. Now, with another spoon, that's what I have to do. Even though it's holey, but hopefully it's thick enough to where I can do that. Yeah, it'll be. Okay. Now, with another spoon, spread a layer, a thin layer at that, of your cherry pie filling. Now, edge to edge, as much as possible, get as much that you can work with. And if it swirls, that's okay. They're not going to look at the genetic structure of your cheesecake here. If it swirls, hey, that's just adds a little more decoration, doesn't it? But try not to get it covered. Just spread it. Okay. Now, set that spoon aside and continue filling with the rest of your cream cheese filling. Slather it on there because that's going to be covered up well. Slather. Make sure to get it all in there. Assuming that your cherry pie filling starts collecting on the sides there like that, what we're going to do is we're also going to sort of clean some of that up too. And that's where just a little knife will come in handy. Anywhere there's on the side there, just kind of use a knife and scrape that out of there. Kind of place it off to the side there. Get as much of that as off to the side as you can. Or a rubber spatula will work too. I just want to get that off the side there. And then, if any falls back onto the cheesecake, now we can use whatever we can scrape out of the bowl over here like that. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but there's a certain design I want to put on the top of that, and the less red you have on the top when you're done, the better. Sometimes you just can't help it, which is okay. Now, while it's still in this state, and this is just about as good as it's going to get, we're going to set those aside. And then, take your spoon out completely, and with a half teaspoon, take a little bit of the syrup here that's left. What we're going to do is we're going to just go around and around in a circle. Try to keep as even as possible. Film there that needs to be filled. There we go. Complete it there. Okay. Then probably about there. Make your next circle. And that there. Okay. Make your next circle. Like there. It's not going to be perfect, so, you know, 360-degree circles. This as decorated as possible. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a knife to swirl the top. Okay, maybe we can get in between there and just go like that. Space between circles here, but sometimes you can't get that like. Okay, continue on in the center until you've reached the very epicenter of your cheesecake, which is close to the center as you can get. Okay, and finally finish off with nice big dollop right in the middle like that. And then anywhere there's room, just go ahead and take like a nice there like that. Doesn't have to be spaces there. Okay, now let's swirl this. Now from a knife, go from the center out to the edge, just like that. Center to the edge. See, this is why you needed to leave the space in between, because then it'll look nice, and actually you can go from the edge to the center if you want to as well. And this is what we call swirling the design of your cheesecake until it looks like this. You don't want to cut in too deep, just skim the top of it with the knife. And you'll notice that your swirling design looks almost like a swirl. And you can do this for there, get in between those other slices. Like that, like that, like that, like that, and one more here. There we go. Now doesn't that look pretty? Doesn't that look really, really pretty? This is not your ordinary cheesecake. This is a very pretty cheesecake, and you can decorate it just like we did right before your very eyes. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, let's put it in the oven and bake this for 45 minutes. So, bye-bye cheesecake. See you in 45, and I'll see you in 45, and then we'll pull it out and show it to you before we chill it for 4 hours. And then the big finale, we present it to Sagen, and let's see what he thinks about fat-free cherry cheesecake. It has been about 40-45 minutes. Let's check on our cheesecake. Baking at 300 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. Ah, perfect. Look at that. All right, it's going to be a little jiggly there, but there you have a nicely cooked cheesecake. Now, what we're going to do from there is we're going to chill this in the refrigerator for 4 hours. It's going to be in here, right here. 4 hours we're going to chill. And then when it's been chilled, then we get to remove the springform pan and present it to Sagen. We'll all go over to his house and surprise the living heck out of him, and by singing happy birthday and presenting him with that. And we won't even tell him it's fat-free till he's eaten a slice. So, what do you say we wait 4 hours? Then we'll head over to Sagen's place and you can see it live on camera while we present it. And he's going to get the shock of his life because he's not even expecting this. But we are. So, I'm going to go ahead and cook dinner for tonight, and I'm going to let that sit for 4 hours. And in 4 hours, well, let's take it over and wish Sagen a very surprising birthday that he won't ever forget. Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're shaking the floor.
It's ready. Oh, look at that cheesecake. Ooh. Okay, now, before we remove it, we gotta take a knife. Not like that. Like this. And carefully, right there. And right here. So. Okay. coming, it's coming, it's coming. Carefully lift it up and you got cheesecake. All right, look at that cheesecake. Isn't that beautiful cheesecake? So, now comes the fun part. This one was salvaged. And what I need now is a lighter and a group of singers to come over to Sajan's place and present it. And now, what do you say we head over and surprise Sajan? For Cooking with SonicBlu, this is SonicBlu Darkfold. Enjoy your cheesecake, and I'm pretty sure Sajan's going to enjoy his. Here we are. He has no idea we're here. Come on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Don't want any.
It's
Happy
cheesecake.
birthday, dear Sajan.
Thank you. See you later.
I don't think so, Tim.
Yay!
Now,
Recording.
now, you know the tradition. You got to make a wish and blow out the candle.
It's one simple candle.
We only had one candle left.
Only have one candle left? Okay. Well, I'll see.
And they also don't know how ancient you are.
That's right.
Yeah.
But not as ancient as I am.
Well, this is definitely a surprise. I was not expecting that.
Exactly. Yay! And now, we can all have cheesecake and celebrate Sajan's birthday. So,
Screen capture that, people.
Yes.
Rune will take it into the kitchen. So tell me, why did you forbade Sajan to eat cheesecake for so long?
Because he wanted to buy it.
He wanted to buy it. I thought it was because of the calorie intake.
Not at the price that they want at Kroger and
Really?
like 15, 20, 30, 40 even.
$40 for a cheesecake, and how much did we buy out? About $10. You can take $10 and buy all of the ingredients that went into that cheesecake and make it yourself, or you can take $40 and buy one that somebody else already made. The choice is yours. But now, we're all going to enjoy some cheesecake, and we're going to film the festivities and see what everybody thinks of made from scratch cheesecake. And now we are going to find out what Sajan thinks about homemade cherry cheesecake.
So this is all made.
This is all from scratch.
Ah, okay.
And you'll see the Cooking with SonicBlu episode about it later on. So, first
So
bite.
here we go. So it looks like you filled. It's got filling.
Yes, we put filling in it, yes.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll show you exactly how I did it in the future episode when it airs.
Okay, here we go. It's definitely cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
So strawberry?
Cherry.
Cherry. I'm clearly going to have to eat all of that in there to protect you guys. This is horrible.
No.
What? What?
You're not having all of it.
I'm being generous and protecting people that I care about.
Uh-huh.
I've already done it.
You like sack of crap.
No, you like the cake.
It's really good.
Now,
I
me,
can't believe you said that.
if y'all gonna do
I get candy.
the cake,
It is good.
my crazy ass for my birthday, do
No, no,
lemon
no.
chocolate.
I think he's ready for the surprise. Are you ready for the surprise?
There's a surprise.
Yes, there is.
Okay, what's the surprise?
That cheesecake that you just ate is fat-free.
Not bad for being fat-free.
It's good, actually.
That's
and not
actually
a
surprising.
single calorie is going to touch that gut.
Funny thing is, when you get a cheesecake, most of the time, if you get one that is fat-free, it tastes horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
Yep. Because you need the extra ingredients to make the flavor more
Exactly.
substantiated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
With this one, though,
apparently,
since
SonicBlu has made a healthy cheesecake.
very healthy, yes.
That,
So,
which is
that's,
awesome.
that Sajan will eat.
He
Yeah.
will be able to eat, he can eat, and it only costs $10.
Awesome.
Okay, I want the recipe.
Yeah.
You'll have the recipe because it will be in the website for download later when we air
That's
this
awesome.
episode. So, From all of us here at Cooking with SonicBlu to all of you out there, may your cheesecake be just as scrumptious as ours. And fat-free, too. So remember, if you're not cooking good, you're not eating good. And if you're not eating good, then you're definitely not eating what we are. And melt it for approximately 20... No, not 2 minutes. I forgot. No. Uncook. 20 seconds start. There we go. Okay. Yes, SonicBlu can operate a microwave. Okay. What we are going to do is... There's an easy open tab. I knew they would put one in here. You said you were easy open! How dare you lie to me! Oh, I wasn't doing it the right way. You have to...
Open that way.
Ah! It didn't lie after all. Shut up! Okay. First you need fingernails for this. Come on, open. There we go.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Well, it's not really technical difficulties. We're not working with electronics here. We're just working with cream cheese, so it's a cream cheese difficulty. Due to cream cheese difficulties, the Yo Papa show is going to have to delay the making of the cheesecake. Sorry for any inconveniences. I can just hear Sage screaming at the top of my lungs. What? But he probably won't. Great. I need more plugs!
We don't have any more. Sorry.
And we lost the cord.
Give me, give me, give me. Okay, if I can find which one it is. Where is that? Where is that? Ah, there we go. Okay, now take the plug, plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. Well,
How you taste that?
There,
Oh,
That's cheesecake abuse.
that is
no, the
waste.
funny thing is the lid kind of bent.
Oh no.
So you can you can blame Rune for that one.
Oh, like I said,
Quickly! The seconds rule.
finish that. Actually, that doesn't work. Even
It's too late.
here, finish that one off.
That's so
What do you have to say for
terrible.
yourself?
If you want, you can finish.